Hello everyone, my name is Kate Chernieva and welcome to my reading and writing lesson. Good morning class, nice to see you again. Thanks for the messages about your summer break. It seems like the holidays were wonderful, you're so tanned and full of energy. According to your messages, seems like you remember a lot of what we studied last year. That's great. And by the way, did anyone read something this summer? What kind of genre did you read? Okay, novels, fantasy. Did anyone read detectives? Who likes detective stories? Great. So I think I know who these guys are. Look at the whiteboard and I will show you a picture. Who are they? Yes, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. And what did they do? Who knows? Yes, Sherlock Holmes was the famous, the smartest detective in London. Yes, great. And he solved the most confusing crimes. Yes, great. And who knows where he lived? Yes, Baker Street. Amazing. And who is Dr. Watson? What was his role? He helped Sherlock Holmes in solving of complicated crimes. Yes, that's amazing. Great. So today we will start reading the interesting chapter, A Scandal in Bohemia. But first, I will read you a short part of the text, and you will try to guess what kind of case Sherlock Holmes had to solve. Look at the whiteboard, please. A very important person who belongs to royal family has sent me to ask you for help. If you cannot help, there will be difficulty and trouble for one of the most important families in Europe, and perhaps a very big scandal. What do you think about it? What is the reason of this asking for help? Any ideas? Someone has problem with money? Why not? It's a good reason. Someone has problems with reputation. Why not? Perhaps. What, Jimmy? Women? Maybe. Maybe. So, before we start reading, I want you to pay attention to some interesting words in the text. So, I will write them on the board. The verb to arrive. Have you ever met this verb? I think you have. What it means, who knows? To get to a place, especially at the end of a journey. Maybe. So, I will give you some examples. The verb to arrive usually requires the preposition in or at. We use to arrive in when we want to say something about a big place, a huge place, like a city or a country. For example, maybe some of you traveled to another city or country. Oh, Mary, you've been to New York City. It's a big place. Yes, it's a big spot. So we can say Mary arrived in New York City. To arrive at, we use it when we want to say something about place which is not too big. It's small comparing to city or country. or when we want to say something about buildings, small spots. Maybe some of you guys traveled by train this summer. Oh, Mike, you have. So, where do train usually arrive? Where does train usually arrives? Railway station, right? So we can say the train arrives at the station at 7 a.m. for example, because railway station or station, it's a small spot, it's not too big. That's why we use to arrive at. Great. The next verb is to think of. You know this verb, and you usually say to think about something. To think about anyone, anybody, and so on. But instead of about, you can use of to think of something or somebody. For example, my mother lives in Spain, so I can say that I think of my mother every day. Daniel, what do you think of when you get up? You can say, I think of breakfast. Sure, everyone thinks of breakfast in the morning. So, we can use to think of when we want to ask a question. For example, Catherine, what do you think of your summer break? It was nice. Good. And guys, you can ask me 2 questions. Use think of. What do I think of? What do I think of ice cream? It's too sweet for me. I don't like ice cream actually. Oh, come again? What do I think of the weather? It's pretty nice. I try enjoying every season of the year. And the next verb is to marry. This verb doesn't require any preposition. So, for example, I have a husband, his name is Sergio, and I can say that I married Sergio without any preposition. 7 years ago. Can you give any example? Oh, come again? Yes, great. You have a sister, Kate, and she has a husband. Oh, she has her husband, Tom. And we can say Tom married Kate 2 years ago. Excellent. So, let's start reading the first part of the chapter. Alice, read aloud the first paragraph, the second one, Daniel, and then in turn. So let's get started.